Hi, my name is Cameron Stewart, and I am an instructional designer working in the talent development department for Susan Miller in sales and product. I'm going to talk to you today about immersive learning, which, if you think about it, is really a funny collection of words. I'm going to start by addressing the emerging technologies that I think we're really talking about when we speak of immersive learning, and quickly explain the differences between AR, VR, and MR, and give a short example of each as I go. And by the end of this presentation, I'm going to introduce yet another R to you and tell you what I think we're genuinely talking about when we're talking about immersive learning. So let's start with VR. Virtual reality is the technology that most of us are familiar with at this point. It's a fully immersive experience that removes the outside world altogether and replaces it with virtual objects and scenarios that can be designed to produce and simulate just about any experience. VR is a world where you can practice, you can play, you can fail, and you can learn all in a safe environment so that you're better prepared for real world situations when you encounter them. In short, VR works and feels a lot like a guided daydream that you can rehearse over and over until you get something just right. AR, or augmented reality, is the process of overlaying real world spaces with objects and information to enhance your real world experience. It's like giving the user a superpower to do things, to see things, to interact with things, to know things that they couldn't otherwise do or know without the AR device. A good example here is from some of my recent work, where we explored a heads up display style of guided workflows that helped adjusters to remember each step in the right order, in the most effective order, and annotate the work that they were doing along the way, all through the glasses in real time. By having all of this in their heads up display or their HUD, the glasses, it helped them to remove some decision fatigue, to have better accuracy, and to get work done quicker with better results. MR, or mixed reality, is very similar to augmented reality, but it captures and blends the real world into the objects being interacted with in the augmented world, or AR. A good example here is imagine that you're in a space station with no gravity playing with a blob of water just floating in front of you. You can poke with the blob, you can pull it, you can mold it into any shape that you want. But to make it look and act like water, MR captures the real world in real time and then blends the objects on the fly to make them look as real as possible in your field of view through your glasses. I've saved RR for the last, and for those of you who know your technology, you know that this is not an emerging technology, but the one that we live in right now, real reality. The point here isn't to be obnoxious and to confuse you with as many R's as I can, but to really underscore the common theme throughout all of these realities. And that theme is experience design or storytelling. No matter the tool, the tech, or the methods we employ, all we're trying to do is create the best experience we can as instructional designers to give our learners the best learning environment possible, using whichever realities make the most sense. So when we go for this immersive learning and we're using these emerging technologies, it makes really good sense to do a pre-mortem to make sure that you're going down the right path for all the right reasons. A premortem is the act of forecasting the ways that we think something might fail and imagining the demise of something in the hopes that we can identify its weaknesses and highlight the areas that need to be addressed throughout. If you know how something might fail, you have better odds of keeping it from failing. So here is my premortem for any immersive technology. And just think of this as the coroner's report. The technology was fantastic and the graphics were off the charts good, but the project failed because learners got bored after a while with the glitz and the lights. They appreciated it, but they didn't see a tangible takeaway. We managed to entertain them, but failed to educate them and elevate them. Or put another way, it didn't have meaning, a purpose, or an outcome that created any awe or made me any better at the work that I do. And distilled down even further in the world of experience design, it lacked a good story. So I've built up to this moment to leave you with this takeaway. The best immersive technology is now and has always been storytelling. From the campfire hunting tales that our ancestors told to the collision of entertainment and education that Pixar is so good at creating. Virtual, augmented, and mixed realities are terms that describe a tool that we can use, but it doesn't mean much without a story for the user to immerse themselves in. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have questions or you just want to chat with me about the things that I've talked about today, you can scan the screen with your iPhone and it'll give you my contact info, or you can email me at cstewart@amfam.com.